Hello everyone, and welcome to my Update US Gossip channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Broken record, Janelle got sick of Kody asking her for loyalty. After ending her unhealthy marriage to Kody Brown, Janelle Brown of Sister Wives is focusing on detoxing and simply wants to move on to better things. She married polygamous patriarch Kody in 1993, entering his household through spiritual marriage. Over the years, Janelle had 6 children with Kody: Logan Taylor in 1994, Madison Rose in 1995, Hunter Elias in 1997, Robert Garrison in 1998, Gabriel in 2001, and Savannah in 2004. Janelle was Kody's most devoted wife and made numerous sacrifices for her family. Sadly, Janelle never received the love and support she deserved from Kody. Despite her efforts to nurture their marriage, she didn't receive the same in return from her husband. In the end, Janelle got tired of Kody's cold and disrespectful behavior on a consistent basis. She decided to end their spiritual marriage and start afresh, following the example set by one of her sister wives, Christine Brown. In 2022, Janelle split up with Kody and moved to North Carolina, closer to her daughter Madison Brush, from Flagstaff, Arizona. Since then, she has been on a journey to rid herself of negativity. Janelle and Kody's journey was filled with chaos and drama. As depicted in Sister Wives, Kody becomes overly focused on Janelle's loyalty toward the end of their relationship. Worried about the future of his polygamous family after Christine left, Kody urged Janelle to show her loyalty to him, hoping she wouldn't leave him like his other wife had. However, Janelle appeared to be annoyed with Kody because he had become overly focused on her loyalty without doing anything to earn it. Janelle was right to be shocked by Kody's demand that she stay with him. He was comparing her to Robyn and insisting that she be submissive without being a husband who would be worthy of her loyalty, and she couldn't believe it. Kody's expectations of Janelle's loyalty were unrealistic and unwarranted. He expected to be treated as the household's head, even though he rarely tried to change. Kody was there for Janelle for a long time when she was going through a lot of difficulties, including financial difficulties. She didn't get the help she needed, so she decided to move on and start a new life. Kody's problems were caused by his lack of self-awareness. The Brown family patriarch was so preoccupied with himself that he never gave his wives any thought. Kody didn't know how his other wives felt because of his love for Robyn, because he was so enamored with his faith and the idea of leading a family of multiple wives. He showed disrespect towards them in front of the cameras by mocking Christine's physical appearance and questioning Janelle's loyalty. Kody was slow to develop, and it wasn't until his ex-wives left him that he started to realize his mistakes. Janelle made the right choice by leaving Kody. If she had stayed in the relationship, she would still be dealing with the same issues. However, Janelle took a chance on herself and started over in her mid-50s. Over the months, Janelle has achieved several of her goals. She has improved her financial situation by launching 2 businesses and has lost a significant amount of weight through her dedication. Janelle now comes across as the sister wife who inspires the most. She transformed from being financially and emotionally depleted to a happy and healthy single mother. Kody did everything he could to try to bring Janelle closer to him. He not only did not back her, but he also pushed back the sale of Coyote Pass, allowing him to talk to Janelle more often than she wanted. Fortunately, Janelle didn't fall for Kody's manipulation and didn't give in to greed. She made the right move by distancing herself from her ex-husband. Today, Janelle is living her best life in North Carolina, having moved all her belongings from Flagstaff and cutting ties with the city. Janelle might get 25% of the Coyote Pass property, which is something she really deserves, according to recent rumors. Hopefully, the Sister Wives cast member will continue to progress in her life as she has in recent months. From the moment the season 19 premiere of Sister Wives hit screens on September 15, 2024, a vocal segment of the franchise's longtime fanbase erupted in frustration, lambasting the episode as a rehash of social media teasers and previews rather than a source of genuine revelations or emotional catharsis. Reddit users decried that there is so little about S19 that was not in social media or some preview, lamenting that the show offered nothing to watch beyond what they had already consumed. Online, and urging TLC to ask the hard questions of Kody and Robyn, questions about the new house, the children's funeral attendance, and the allocation of family funds, rather than let them sit there and lie through yet another season. Reddit. This sentiment was echoed on IMDb, where commenters branded the premiere lame and boring, with many asserting that the series should have concluded with the season 18 tell-all special, arguing that the narrative momentum of nearly 15 years of plural marriage drama had dissipated into repetitive cycles of self-pity and property disputes. IMDb. Criticism also centered on the episode's tone and focus, rather than delving into the unresolved emotional fallout from Garrison Brown's tragic death or the high-stakes redivision of Coyote Pass. The premiere opened with Kody in yet another confessional bout of self-pity, Kody feeling sorry for himself, as one Yahoo Entertainment recap put it, prompting viewers to groan that the patriarch remained stuck in a loop of victimhood rather than demonstrating growth or accountability. Yahoo! Meanwhile, recaps such as the one on thatings.com highlighted how Robyn's naive insistence on clinging to a monogamous ideal felt childishly innocent and out of step with the palpable anger and resignation exhibited by Mary, Janelle, and Christine, underscoring that Robyn's emotional arc had become more grating than compelling to fans who once admired her composure. The Things. All About the Tea.com's recap further underscored that the premiere devoted disproportionate screen time to the Coyote Pass mortgage drama, Kody's desire to sell versus Robyn's refusal to let go, while glossing over deeper relational fissures, leading some viewers to quip that we've seen this property saga played out ad nauseum and that the show seemed unable or unwilling to move beyond land disputes to meaningful family reconciliation. All About the Tea. This sense of stagnation was magnified by the season's promotional strategy. The mid-August trailers had already revealed nearly every twist and confession, from Mary's church release to Kody's admission of favoritism toward Robyn, leaving no room for surprise when the episodes premiered. Fans on Facebook and Twitter accused TLC of padding the season with recycled footage and predictable teases, noting that the network's reliance on "blame yourself if I don't love you" soundbites and Mary's weight loss reveals felt more like marketing hooks than authentic storytelling. Facebook. Even industry observers at ScreenRant argued that season 19 was highly anticipated yet felt like the final straw for many viewers, who contended that the series had reached its natural endpoint and that dragging out Kody's self-vindicating narrative did more harm than good to the show's legacy. ScreenRant. Compounding these criticisms was the absence of substantive updates on the Brown family's most pressing questions. Where exactly would Coyote Pass end up? How would the legal redivision impact each ex-wife's financial future? And what genuine efforts, if any, were being made to mend the estranged relationships between Kody and his original children? Instead, the premiere offered a superficial montage of talking head confessions and picturesque land shots, leading fans to accuse producers of prioritizing visual filler over emotional depth and to warn that continued episodes risked alienating the core audience. Reddit. On social media, the hashtag #SisterWives Season 19 trended with memes lamenting that viewers knew more from Reddit threads than from the actual show, and that TLC's editorial decisions amounted to a bad rerun rather than a fresh chapter. Some fans even called for a spin-off focused solely on the original three wives, arguing that Mary, Janelle, and Christine had more compelling storylines left to tell without Kody and Robyn dominating airtime and diluting the series' original premise of exploring plural marriage's complexities. Reddit. Critics also highlighted the emotional dissonance of the premiere's pacing. After a season opener replete with slow zoom close UPS on teary confessions and swelling musical cues, the episode cut abruptly from Robyn's plea for unity to Kody's musings on financial ruin, giving the impression of a disjointed patchwork rather than a coherent narrative. Such jarring transitions, fans argued, underscored the producer's desperation to manufacture drama from pre-existing footage rather than capturing genuine, unfolding moments of family reckoning. The Things. Further fueling backlash was the pervasive sense that Sister Wives had lost sight of its foundational ethos, to offer an intimate, unvarnished look at the trials and triumphs of a plural family navigating faith, love, and legality. Instead, the season 19 premiere seemed mired in meta-narrative about its own continuation, with Mary's candid admission that no show goes on forever feeling less like a poignant truth and more like an indictment of a series that had overstayed its welcome. people. Even casual viewers, who might tune in for the spectacle of plural marriage, found little to latch onto amid the barrage of recycled conflicts. A growing chorus of detractors warned that if TLC did not inject fresh perspectives, such as focusing on Christine's thriving post-marriage ventures or exploring Janelle's new life on Tata Farms, the franchise risked collapsing under the weight of its own formulaic storytelling, a fate that would be as regrettable as it was predictable. Screen Rant. In sum, Sister Wives Season 19's premiere was slammed by fans because it offered little more than déjà vu, rehashed familiar soundbites and property disputes, leaned heavily on Kody's victim narrative, and neglected to deliver the in-depth family reckonings or surprising developments that might have justified the show's continued existence. In doing so, it highlighted the franchise's broader challenge of evolving beyond its original premise and underscored why many viewers now feel the series has run its course. In the wake of Sister Wives Season 19's premiere, a vocal segment of the franchise's fanbase has leveled serious accusations that Kody Brown is exerting undue influence over the show's producers to secure a softer, more sympathetic portrayal, an allegation fueled by observations that he resides in close proximity to one of the series' key production staff, leading viewers to suspect a quid pro quo in the editing room and prompting the question, if that's the best edit he can get, what was left on the cutting room floor? Exposé. Critics point to his awkward, self-pitying confessionals, where he shrugs off questions about estranged children with nervous laughter, as evidence that producers are allowing him to dodge accountability, even as his remaining wife, Robyn, bears her soul in tearful monologues that fans believe are meticulously coached and prominently featured to counterbalance his silence. Exposé. On Reddit, one user lamented, "So Kody won't discuss Madison. Kody won't talk about Mary. Why do the producers let him get away with this? He's being paid to talk about these things, I don't understand it." Robyn will sit there and spill her guts, giving her biased fill-ins and thoughts, but Kody doesn't have to talk about anything he doesn't want to, a sentiment echoed by many who feel the patriarch's reluctance to address his fractured relationships undermines the very premise of reality television. Exposé. Fans have gone so far as to demand that, if he insists on keeping silent, TLC should withhold his paycheck until he answers the question or no check. A rallying cry that underscores their frustration with what they see as an editor-driven shield protecting Kody from the hard truths of his own family drama. Exposé. Adding fuel to the fire, commentary from industry observers suggests that this perceived preferential treatment is part of a broader victim edit trend, wherein producers cast Kody in a sympathetic light despite his well-documented pattern of favoritism and emotional detachment. As one analysis put it, "We have suffered a little bit." Sister Wives villain Kody Brown tries to play the victim again amid signs producers favor him over his ex-wives, a headline that captures the prevailing theory that the series' editorial decisions are skewed to rehabilitate his image at the expense of the original wives' narratives. Screen Rant. Such critiques argue that, by sanitizing his on-screen persona and privileging his more telegenic, victim-style confessionals, producers are not only undermining the authenticity of the show but also betraying the trust of a fanbase that has long tuned in for unfiltered access to a plural family's triumphs and tribulations. This growing outrage has manifested in social media campaigns, heated Reddit threads, and even comments on IMDb's news section, where viewers decry the apparent clickbait nature of headlines that pose questions like "Is he controlling producers?" without delivering substantive answers, thereby perpetuating the very cycle of sensationalism they claim to oppose. IMDb. Critics note that while Robyn's tearful pleas for familial unity are given prime airtime, complete with close UPS and swelling music, Kody's own evasions are conveniently glossed over, creating a narrative imbalance that many argue has turned Sister Wives from an exploration of polygamous complexity into a one-man redemption arc. For longtime followers who remember when the show dared to tackle the raw, often messy realities of plural marriage, from Mary's early heartbreak to Christine's principled exit, this shift feels like a betrayal of the series' original ethos. Instead of confronting the tough questions, why did three wives leave? How did Kody's favoritism toward Robyn fracture his relationships with his first three families? The premiere's reliance on Kody's victimization and reluctance to speak his truth has left fans lamenting that the once riveting saga has devolved into padding and recycled conflicts, A creative dead end that risks alienating the very audience that sustained the show for nearly a decade and a half. Show says. IMDb. As calls grow for TLC to ask the hard questions or risk losing its core viewers, the controversy over Kody Brown's alleged control of the narrative has become emblematic of a broader crisis in reality television. When the subjects begin to dictate their own portrayal, can the genre still claim to offer unvarnished truth, or does it become just another scripted drama in disguise?